Okay, we're back over here. I got out all my bearings. So this was 4/10 undersize. The races right now are 1/10 under to 0. So basically 1/10 under here. And we were 4/10 there, so there's 3/10 difference. So we have 3/10 clearance built in, minus whatever the bearings are undersize. Now most standard bearings these days come in undersized 2/10. We want to wind up with about 9/10 to 1/10 clearance, so you have to figure out how to get your numbers there. So right now it looks like I'm going to have to hone the rod out a little bit bigger, which means I can make it more round as I do that. It's all about numbers. Okay, so these we need to measure, preferably without dropping them out, and see what size we get. These should be 3/16, which is 187.5. And as usual, they're undersized. You see it's almost at 12, not 12.5. You look at your veneer scale over there, and with the grease on, it looks like we're about 4/10. Check the next one. About the same size, 4/10. That's actually pretty big. Most times we're 2 or 3. Looks like we're about 4 again. Definitely not 3. So I just check a few of these, what I do. That one there is probably 3. Okay, so put them back inside of the holder there. You put you out the other side and measure those. Three, 4, 4 again, 4. Alright, so we're coming in pretty close at 4. Okay, now I want to measure the big roller, center one, so I got to show it out further. So you try not to lose the rollers, but so much grease in there, it's going to be hard not to lose them. Okay, that one is 3, 4, 3. Seems to be a recurring thing here. 4. And about 3.5. Okay, so it looks like these are all about the same size, give or take 1/10. So that's what these are. Alright, so they're basically 1/10 to 2/10 under. That'd be 1/10.5 is the average. So now you come into the paperwork side of the deal. Figure out numbers. Everybody gets confused with numbers around here for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so we're basing everything off of 0 point. We know our one rod is point. Nice pin. Works good when you need it, huh? Yeah, I go from lots of pins to no pins. Alright, good deal. Maybe use this one over here, how's that? Yeah, that one works. Okay, so we got the basic of the rod is 0.0001. It's 1/10 of a thou negative. It's 3 zeros and a 1. Okay, the pin was 4.0004. Once again, that's a negative, negative, negative. Okay, then the bearings, BRG or rollers, whatever you want to call them, we were negative 0.0015. We average it out. Now the clearance we want is 9/10, so it'll be 0.0009 through 1, which would be 0.0010, or 10/10. See, 10/10 is 1 thou. Okay, so we got to get all this together to match up to that. So you take your crank pin, it's 4 under, you add 9/10 to it. That means you're 3/10 positive, 3 plus. Okay, now the bearings are 1.5 under, so we lose 1.5. So now we're down to 1.5. Still positive. Okay, then our rod is 1/10 under, so we drop another 1/10 off of that. That leaves us a half plus. So we want 1/2 a tenth plus to be on size. Did you get all that? It's pretty easy, wasn't it? So take your crank pin, add clearance, minus rod bearing undersize, and you minus whatever your rod is. So that's what we come up with, plus a 1/2 a thou, or 1/2 a tenth, excuse me. That's 50 millionths of an inch, in case you want to know. Okay, so now we got our number. We go back over here, and we look at our rods. So now we know we want to be on half on the good side. 2-1. I don't care, we're a little looser. Okay, so this one here is 1 to the good, to the negative side. Pretty round though, see, it doesn't really move. I've got 1 again, but it's got a very slight out of round, maybe 1/4 of a tenth. 25 millionths of an inch. Can I accurately measure 50 millionths of an inch right here? No. Temperature makes a difference. But I can guess within that close. Okay, this one is 1/10 under, and pretty round. This must be the bad side. Yep, see it goes 0 to 1 over. Okay, we need to cut 3/4 of a tenth on this side and 1/2 a tenth on that side to be what we want. Is that simple? That wasn't hard to figure out, was it? Pretty easy? Yeah. Okay, so now we can go hone it. Now remember, we started with the rods 3/10 and I think 6, almost 7/10 on the bad one. So we're down to 1/10 out on the one rod on the one side, everything else is within 1/2 a tenth. So we're pretty accurate. We just need to size it now. Now which side needs to be honed more. This side is the worst. I need to hone more on this side, so we hone this side first. These are pretty fine stones, so they don't take much material off. Zero. Half to half still. This one here. Basically 1/10. Stones are pretty glazed up. So we deglaze it by skimming it again. Also, you turn up the cutting pressure if it doesn't keep the start cutting. There's half to one under. That's about the same. So we're going to pull this off. Zero. Go to a quarter inch on one side, so on this side. Still not very cold, dude. It's hot today. Half under. Good. Well, that's just to make sure. Good oil. Around on one side. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Kind of a crappy job, I think, but it's 1/10. I like it being more accurate than it is, but that stone doesn't seem to want to be cutting right now, which is not helping. When things are glazed up, they don't cut very even. I usually like being within half a millionth or half a tenth the final. Total indicator reading, that means how much of that needle will move. So now we're getting about 1/10, which I don't like, but oh well. So right now we want to be half under. We're at half right there. You rotate over here, you're 1 under. So that's an extra half a tenth in there. This one here, you're about 0, and it goes to 1. So that's the side that's 1/10 out around. It's still 1/10 out around. It wasn't getting any better. It should have been getting better more honing it, but right now it didn't seem to be. So the average is what we want. Okay, this side here we're 1/10 under. Goes slightly higher, about 1/4 of a tenth. This one here is at 0, and it drops to about half. So one side is a half under, and the other one's a half over on clearance. It's 1/10 total. In the real world, 1/10 is pretty damn close, but in my book, that's kind of a shitty job. It should be within half. But our average number we want is right on the money. Okay, so there's how you do all that. So now these are all nice and round. So we're going to go clean these up. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Not too high. I don't want to be in the camera. I want the rods in the camera. Okay, so there's the finish we got. Fairly smooth. No pits, no nicks, no airs. Nice and shiny, that's what we're after. Plus we want to be on size too. There's the other one. Same deal, see nice and smooth and round. Well, you can't see round, but you can see nice and smooth and honing evenly. Nice even hone marks all the way across. So it looks like it's nice and straight. The crosshatch is nice and even. That's what you want to see. So we already know it's on. Average is the size I want, but it's a 1/10 out of round, which I don't like, but way better than anybody else does it. Doesn't mean I'm happy. I'm picky, I like them closer. Alright, so we're going to do, I always do a final check on clearance, so I never trust the mics or anything. If it doesn't feel good, I don't use it, period. I don't care what the hell the numbers say. Feel is always most important. There might be a fat roller mixed in there, who knows. So we put the bearings like that. Assemble up the rod. Stick them in here. Drop the roller already. Another roller. Oh, lost a big roller. See, if you keep the rollers vertical, they don't fall out. When they're horizontal, they fall out. Don't need you to do it this way, so you gotta figure out how to make it work. Okay. So there's the crank pin all installed. Rollers are in there. So you want to make sure it rotates nice and freely. And you should have a little bit of clearance you can feel. There's a lot of grease on this, so it's going to be hard to feel it. But basically, if you watch this male rod here, let's see if you can hear it. Hear the clearance? That's what you want to hear. Then you take it and rotate 190 degrees. Should be the same. It's different than the rod is out of round. Now the big rod is harder to tell because it's a lot wider. So I just can't feel it. It's not stable enough for me to feel the clearance. But it's in there. If the one rod has it, the other rod has it too. So it's a little on the snug side for where I want it to be, but for my racing fits. But this customer's going to ride the bike normal, so give him a good break in. It's still not tight by a long shot, but Harley says you can put these things at a half a thou, and I don't put them in that tight. That's 5/10. There's no damn way I do that. So we're probably about 8 to 9/10 actual real world numbers right now, which is on the smooth, long-term riding type application. Not a hot rod guy. So if you're never going to turn over 4,500 RPM, you put them in a little tight like this. It'll live a little bit longer. If you drive it hard, it'll live shorter. So, but anyway, it all feels pretty good. So I'm going to go with the numbers. So you just pull the bearings out now. Come out with gravity. There it goes. So just put your sleeve on there like this on the inside. Good one on the outside. Boom. And you won't lose them. Put them back in the package. It's good to go. So keep our crank pin back in there. There's still a lot of oil in the bag, so you make sure it's got a good coat back on it so it doesn't corrode. And of course, we put it back in its box so we don't lose it. There we go. So there you go. Set of rods all rebuilt. So pin bushings are good, so we reused them. Straighten the rods, and we get them honed to size and round. And after we honed them out as much as we did, we're still back to a standard bearing because Harley was obviously using an undersized crank pin and we're indoor undersized rollers. So when you use more standard stuff, you have to hone more. So, which in our case is good. That means you still got a full thou worth of bearing to work with, which is 2 thou total, bigger you can go. So these can be rebuilt down the road at least one more time, maybe twice, because as long as you have the big crank pin like we have. So there you go. That's how you do it. Good to go.